What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Not much. Welcome to Comically Gaming episode 21. And
21.
finally drank.
It sucks. I'm on call at the day job right now. We should absolutely be recording this issue or this episode pissed drunk.
Yeah.
We should have drank like 12 beers before starting.
It's like the most sober episode yet, too.
Something's wrong with us.
Yeah. Um,
Go on, sorry. Sorry to interrupt.
so, yeah. Anyways, you can get us there. Our website is gamescomicandculture.wordpress.com. You can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/gamescomicsandculture.
No,
Um, GC
patreon.com GCANDC.
ANDC.
Yep.
Um, Twitter at GCANDC. I'm at CJ Closter.
At DARTH_NAR. What up?
What up? Our email, gamescomicsandculture@gmail.com. And then what? Just Facebook?
Facebook group. Yep.
Yeah, Facebook group.
I'm looking at I just been looking up our YouTube page, 29 subscribers. So we're
Nice.
staying on path. Thank you, whoever our new subscribers are. Appreciate it. And anybody else, if you watch one of these videos from time to time, please subscribe. Trying to get to 100 subscribers. We need that so we can get a URL on YouTube, and that's when we're legit. That's when we're real YouTube friggin' maniacs.
Yep. Like, subscribe.
Yep.
But,
So,
yeah.
how's the week?
How was your week?
You first.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yep. Obviously it was Iron Banner week.
The banner.
Spent a lot of time.
That's right.
We're at 382 now today.
So for those who don't know, the Iron Banner is this thing that comes out every month or every couple months in Destiny. It's their the Crucible, which is Destiny's player versus player portion.
Yeah.
The Iron Banner kind of cranks it up a notch. It makes it so that your light level, which is like whatever how leveled up you are, matters. Normally, the online player versus player, that isn't the case.
Yeah, normally it makes everybody on the same. Normally it makes everybody the same level.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The banner gets rid of that, so it matters if you actually have a high level player. Also makes it interesting that I kept on beating you and tying Jeff when you guys are so far outclassed me light level wise. But,
Yeah.
but anyways,
Pretty good.
So yeah, the banner was this week. It's the first time since the Rise of Iron launched and whatnot.
Yep.
Yep. So
Yep.
definitely everybody kind of needs it because we're all trying to get up to the higher levels. I got to 357, so I'm getting there. I'm almost there.
You gonna play more today?
What's that?
You gonna play it all today? It's the last day.
Probably not.
No.
No, I'm thinking back to striking.
Yeah. We got the thorn today too.
Oh, Jeff was so stoked about that after you went to bed. When
that's what he said.
Started screaming, and then he's like, "I think I need to get more sober before I start it." And then it was like 3 a.m. I was going to bed, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna start it."
Yeah, I got up this
morning at your house, right? I mean,
yeah,
he's dedicated to Destiny. Right? That much can be said.
Yeah, I got up at like 1 today, and it's like, dude, look, he's on the last stage of the quest for it. It's like, yeah, I haven't slept much.
That's funny.
Yeah, but that's awesome. I mean, the Thorn and the Galahorn were my 2 favorites from year 1, and we got them both now. So.
Right. So, just pretty crazy that we're playing Destiny again.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Year 3.
Yeah, it has definitely taken over for sure, unequivocally. There was a while I played MMO. The hours that I put into Destiny have crushed that at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's crazy, and
yeah,
in the fact that it's still fun, still into it. All they got to do is drop a little bit of new content in my face,
Yep.
and I'm happy about it. Now, so that also being said, the Rise of Iron, like when we first had talked about that, you were saying that you you seem to be less okay with the price versus what you got out of it as me. Like I feel like for $30, I've already put more hours into that than I have most games that I pay full price for.
Yeah,
You know what
true.
I mean? Like I
Yeah,
think
that's
they're
worth
worth
it.
it.
Yep, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, there's plenty of haters out there, but yeah, I mean it's still awesome for
Yep. Totally.
sure. Yep. So yeah,
Totally.
yeah, Banner. Caught up on the Walking Dead comic. I'm up to the
I'm one
part
off.
two. What? So you read part one?
Yes. I've got part two sitting on the shelf over there, and I haven't had time to read it yet.
Yeah, I finished that. Um, finally caught up on one of my comics.
Right?
So yeah.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
watched all of Fear the Walking Dead. Got caught up on that. So
Finished it?
um, finished it. Yep.
Okay. We got to talk about that then. Because
Yeah.
we'll have to go there. So, that being said, we kind of talked right before we started recording. Um, Next week will be the last week before the real Walking Dead show comes back. And so we'll kind of have a Walking Dead spectacular. We'll go deep on that. And
Yeah.
then this week, for those of you who care, we're going to do spoilers at the end for Batman Telltale episode
Yeah.
2,
So too. Yep.
right?
Yeah. And then play a little Diablo.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Other than that, yep. Just normal shit.
Shit. So yeah, I had what I got. Telltale Batman episode 2. We'll talk about that later. Destiny. That was my only gaming this week. One of my kids is actually going pretty hardcore on Transformers Devastation, which is one of the free games this month. And
Or
sup-
grab.
yeah, surprisingly good. Trying not to go names up on here. Moldy
Oh.
potato. The
Holy potato.
yeah the but that game's it's got kind of super bland environments. Seems like the battle stuff gets a little repetitive after a while, but for just a action, there's so many games that have these, I don't know, super deep, Destiny, super hardcore mechanics, super deep back end systems and stuff. Sometimes it's nice to just hit one button for your sword and another button to shoot, and then turn
Yeah.
into a semi truck and smash into somebody, and then turn back into a robot and smash a sword over their head. The
Yeah.
What's also cool, it's based on the cartoons that I watched as a kid, not on the terrible movies that are out nowadays. And what's funny is they got the original voice actors
Yeah.
from the '90s cartoons or '80s cartoons. So I'm pretty impressed with that overall package, even though I haven't played it myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It's sweet.
yeah, and then watched the end of Fear the Walking Dead, Westworld episode 1. Watch that. Did you get a chance to watch that yet?
Nah.
No.
Any
Okay.
good?
Uh, so yes and no. It's to me like um the the acting doesn't seem great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but the story seems interesting, or at least interesting enough for me to want to keep watch episode 2 anyways, which was
Yeah.
out last night, so I'll watch that probably this evening. But the what I didn't realize is that their take on virtual reality, I didn't get it until after I watched the show, and it's cool. And I
Yeah.
wonder if they purposely timed it with all the virtual reality stuff that's about to hit right now, or not. If it's just coincidence that it happened, because it's interesting. They got a different take than I've seen before or really thought about for sure.
Honestly, I haven't heard much about it. What's the premise?
Well, to be honest, you should watch it because
Yeah.
what's cool is that the premise at the beginning of the show, you don't really get it, and by the end of it, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like you know, that's what's cool about it, to be honest, is the premise.
Yeah.
The rest of it is not so great. So
Okay.
you should watch it, and then we can talk about it later at
All
some
right.
point. At least watch the first one. It's
For
free
sure.
on HBO Go, even if you don't have a HBO subscription. For all the rest of you out there as well,
Okay.
who don't get free
For sure.
HBO like this guy. Um. So yeah, and then Luke Cage.
Yeah. Luke
Watched
Cage. Oh
watched
yeah,
the
I watched
first.
Luke Cage too.
Yeah, I watched the first. You said you got further than me, huh? Do you? How far did you get into it?
I think we're about 3 episodes in.
Okay.
Either. Yeah.
Okay. So you know, we had talked briefly about it yesterday as well, but the you know, episode one seems cool. I like the kind of the feel of the city, and you know, they keep on trying putting it in the MCU with little comments here and there, and then
Yeah.
but you know, it was all set up really, and other. It seems like in I never read Luke Cage comic books growing up, but it seems like for a character of his superpowers and how he was introduced in Jessica Jones and everything like that, that you got some great opportunity for good fight scenes. Wasn't really any. It was cool to watch the
Yeah.
guy break his wrist when he tried to punch Luke in the face,
Yeah.
sort
Yep.
of thing. That was sweet. Um, Spoilers: Luke Cage gets in fights.
Yep.
But other than that, it's obviously episode one was set up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a ton of action or whatnot, which I'm okay with if it's good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think in a vacuum though, I didn't walk away saying, "Wow, that was the coolest thing ever." When I stopped watching
Yeah.
it.
With everything, I mean, it seems like people's reactions after watching all of it are saying it's like one of the coolest shows out
Yeah.
there. So,
Yep.
yeah, I I like what I've seen so far, but I'm not like blown away yet either. So we'll
Sure.
see what happens.
Yeah, and cool. You know, I do appreciate the the fact that that the director's black, that the writer's black, and
Yeah,
doing a show about a very inner city black community, with a black superhero. You know, nothing's
yeah,
really ever been done like that on video to
yeah,
this point. You know,
yeah,
and so I like the take of it. You know what I mean? It's
for sure.
different. You know,
Yeah,
the perspective. It's cool to see something that, particularly in superheroes and in comics and all that stuff. You know, it's a bunch of white guys dressed
yeah,
in tights.
normally.
So
Yeah,
yeah, nice to see it kind of branch out a little bit more in video. I do got to say, like now that we're so I also watched another episode of Daredevil, episode two or season two, which is I'm trying to catch up on here, and I really like a lot. Um, it seems like now that we're through, you know, 2 seasons of Daredevil, Jessica, and now Luke Cage, you know, they've kind of hit. You can see the production value, like how much money that they're putting into these things, is kind of apparent. You know what I mean? And it's funny. Like I feel like there's probably less money going into these Marvel shows than there is going into something like Agents of Shield.
yeah.
Um, but they're much better shows.
Oh yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I
for
mean?
sure.
Yeah. So it's like it does feel a little B, but
Yeah,
but it's still like if I'm gonna throw on the TV, like I'm not watching it just because there's superhero stuff that I'm into. I'd watch them anyways. You know what I mean? It's better
yeah.
than anything that's on primetime major
Oh
network
yeah,
TV at
for
this point
sure.
for sure. You know,
Yeah,
it'd be
yep.
cool if everything had Game of Thrones style production and money, but they don't.
Yeah,
You know, so it is what it is.
yeah, for sure.
Yep.
But,
So
yep.
what else you got?
Um. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess going from that, they showed the first Iron Fist trailer at the
Right.
New York Comic Con.
Right.
So
What do you think?
looks pretty sweet. Yep.
Yeah.
I Yeah, I mean, I like Iron Fist. Um, he looks like a badass. I
Is
mean,
he?
they were,
Sorry to interrupt. In the comics, is he tattooed on his chest?
yeah,
He is. Okay.
yeah,
I wasn't
yeah,
sure if that was just for the show or not.
yep. And I mean, I don't know if that's a tattoo. It might be like a
It's not just a
mystical
suit though. I
symbol.
figured it was just a suit, and that's like what was on his shirt or whatever, from what I'd seen.
Oh, I don't know if it's on his actual chest or not, to be honest.
Just curious.
but
Not important.
but it looks sweet. I mean, yeah, from the trailer. I mean, I guess there's a few highlights from it. I mean, it's the first kung fu in the MCU, which is sweet. Um,
Right.
so normally it's just regular brawling, fighting styles and stuff, and
Yeah.
so this,
Although I feel like a lot of Daredevil stuff, he's fighting. I don't want to say necessarily kung fu or martial arts masters will get upset with me, but it seems like some of the enemies that he's fighting definitely are using martial arts. And
yeah,
you're right, Daredevil is, because of his dad being the boxer and stuff like that, he's more of a fisticuffs guy. But
yeah,
but yeah, I'm with you. If they have the same quality of fight scenes that are in the Daredevil shows, only with the focus on kung fu, I'm all
yeah,
about that.
yeah. It's badass.
Yep.
And then they show his fist. He obviously has mystical power, magical power. That's like the first in with the Netflix series. It's all been pretty. They their power is like I
His
mean, I guess
strength.
Jessica Jones, yeah, it's strength,
Yep.
and he's this is mixing it up a little bit. Obviously, his power is magic,
Right.
so be if be cool if he somehow met up with Doctor Strange or something,
Yeah.
or if they somehow tied that together. But then they showed that he had the sidekick, that chick.
Mm-hmm.
I guess her name's Colleen Wing
Okay.
is her name,
Right.
but I guess I didn't recognize her from the comics, but I guess she's been in the Heroes for Hire comics here and there, and
Gotcha.
so I guess she's gonna be like his sidekick or partner or whatever. Is what it seems like. then then the other thing, I mean, it's set in New York, which you kind of expected since all the other ones are, and they're gonna tie them all together. But it looks sweet. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm hyped for it
I'll
for
check it out.
sure.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Definitely. Going back to Luke Cage, without going into spoilery stuff, um, do you feel like so? I was talking about with the wife because she watched Jessica Jones as well, and her question to me was, is Jessica Jones going to be in this? And I said, I don't think she is. You don't have to answer that if you know, because I
I
don't want
don't
to give
know.
spoiler stuff. But I feel like the Luke Cage show is or this if not this season, at least the first episode is set pre Jessica Jones episode or season one.
That's what it seems
Doesn't
like
it?
for
Okay, okay.
sure.
I just wanted to make sure that we kind of felt that was just a question of mine that I had. Um,
That's what it. Yeah, I mean that's what it
we
seems
could
like
talk
to
about later
me.
because it's spoilery. The stuff that I want that makes me think that that's the case. Um, but yeah, I was just
Yeah.
curious about that.
Yep.
What you thought? Yeah.
Yep.
And then speaking of Iron Fist and stuff, we hit both saw and we're talking about they announced Sigourney Weaver's going to be the villain in the Defenders,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Yep. And
So
it's sweet seeing all of them together at Comic Con. The whole crew.
yeah,
I'm hyped for the Defenders for sure.
yeah, totally. And again, talking about the money they're dumping into this stuff, they must have upped the budget if they've got Sigourney Weaver
Well,
involved
yeah,
as well.
for real. Yeah. I mean, I think the shows are doing really well.
Yeah.
For sure. But
Oh, so it'd be interesting. Would be awesome to get them into the upcoming shitstorm that seems to be Infinity War season
yeah.
2
Yep.
also. It'd be awesome if they threw them into it. I don't think they
Yeah.
will, but it'd be cool.
For sure. Yeah, that was the other thing. One of the other things they announced that even what is it?
What?
Evangeline?
Evangeline.
Evangeline? Evangeline Lilly confirmed the Wasp. She's going to be in Infinity War Part 2,
Right.
Avengers 4. So that comes out after her debut movie, the Ant-Man and Wasp.
Right.
So
Which I'm stoked for, almost more than the Avengers movies, to be honest. That
yeah,
was so good. It'd be
yep.
awesome if they can follow up with as good of a
Oh
movie.
yeah, yep. I like Wasp a lot too as a character. So yeah, that should be badass. Yep, I'm hyped for that for sure. So
Yeah,
yeah,
totally. So yeah, it's breaking it down. It's headed eventually, towards these. They had better these Infinity Wars movies had better get crazy for the amount of
I'm sure
stuff
they
that they're
will.
throwing into it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They had better get wild.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
I guess just while we're on the topic of Marvel movies and TV shows and stuff like that, we're a couple weeks out here from Doctor Strange at this point.
yep.
I'm ready for
Yep.
that. Totally
Yeah.
stoked
It's
for that.
sick.
And we were talking last week. They announced the Star Wars is going to be the final trailer will be in front of it, and then we'll have a month
Yeah.
until Rogue One. We're finally getting there.
Oh yeah. Yep. So yeah, I guess there wasn't actually a whole lot of news from Comic Con. From what I saw, I guess they had like a Walking Dead panel and
From the New
a few
York
other
one,
things. Yeah.
right?
The the only other thing, I guess, Miss Marvel is getting her own ongoing series. Um,
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel, America Chavez.
You said Miss
No, Miss America.
Miss America.
Yeah.
It is Miss America.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. America Chavez is her name. Apparently, her first name's America, which I didn't realize.
Okay.
um, but yeah, a lot of people like her. She was in the Young Avengers. She's right now. She's in the A Force comic, I think, with Miss Marvel,
Okay.
um, or Captain Marvel, not Miss Marvel. Um, and her powers are pretty weird. She has super strength and super durability, but she also can travel between dimensions.
Hmm.
Like, and she basically like makes like a star, and then just like kicks it and shatters it, and then like can travel through that hole into different dimensions.
Okay. All
So
right. Power of
she's
America.
yeah,
Nice.
but she's well, yeah, she's one of the new fan favorites, and she's getting her own ongoing series that was announced at Comic Con. A few other minor things were announced, but no
Ongoing
major news.
ongoing series meaning comic, meaning book series, not
Yeah,
TV.
she's
Okay. All right.
good.
Just wanted to be sure. That's definitely way out of my league. We had never even heard of her until you told me about that before the show. So,
Yeah,
yep.
but she's cool. But
I have to
yeah,
check it out one of these days.
yeah,
I got so much, you know, so much to read, so much to do, so much to catch up on. It's out of control for sure.
yep,
All right, well,
exactly.
I wanted to take a break here and throw in Buddy Dirk, who's one of our best assets to the community. Let's put it that way. To
Oh yeah,
GCNC. Definitely respect Dirk's input. He's always up on the Facebook group talking trash, and he had noticed that he missed his chance to talk about favorite comic book movies and or not movies. I'm sorry, but favorite comics and video games. And
yeah,
so he asked if I'd squeeze him in late. Dirk, of course I'm gonna squeeze you in late. You're down, right?
yeah.
Uh, so I just wanted to read over his four things, and then we can talk about it for a second here or not.
All
So
right.
he said entitled "Better Late Than Never," and number one, favorite comic series of all time, and then he split it up. So this is non-superhero. So Saga
Uh,
said this is obviously a recent development, and while I hesitate to award a series that hasn't completed yet, certain moments thus far have elicited emotions that I rarely access while reading. Seriously, borderline waterworks and riotous laughs, and that hasn't happened since the final volume of Sandman, the last comic that I had as my number one. So this overtook Sandman as the number one. Not to mention Fiona Staples' flawless character design, just a plus plus book about family drama in the middle of a massive space epic. Beautiful. So I
Yep.
think again, I've only read two episodes or two issues, but I get it already. It's I love the
Well, you've just
background.
read number one and two.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So the fact of the whatever the galactic war that's taking place in their spot inside of it, super
Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah, for
Yep.
sure. Yeah, I love. I I don't know exactly where I stopped reading it, but I need to catch back up because yeah, that's also one of my favorites of all time from what I read so far. It's yeah, I
And
love
we're
it.
only up to
Yeah.
36 or something at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah, I need to
So
stop playing so much Destiny and start reading some more comic books.
right.
At this point, I
Yeah.
got to catch up for sure. Uh,
Yeah.
number two, his favorite comic series of all time, superhero. So he said this is a toughie because of how much the titles change creative teams. I haven't read it in years, but I was spellbound by Wolverine Volume 2 growing up. Larry Hama was the writer, and Mark Texiera, who remains one of my favorite superhero artists, did the pencils. Um, I think I started, excuse me, when Silvestri was on the pencils, and it was so good. Gritty stuff, Silver Samurai, The Death of Mariko, spoilers, and suggesting that more spoilers if you're worried about a 30-year-old comic book, spoilers. Um, and the suggestion that Sabretooth was Logan's father, and the pulp of Weapon X flashbacks that was way above what a 13-year-old should have been reading at the time. He said, I loved it. Close second place is a tie between Warren Ellis's run on Hellstorm, which is barely a superhero book, and Tom King's run on the New Vision series. I'd check that latter one out if you haven't.
The New
So,
Vision series.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I like that. It's good.
Yeah, you're down. Yeah. To be honest, Dirk read none of those. I was a big X Men fan when I was a kid, and I read some of the Wolverine like standalone books back in the day. Um, I could point out the covers to you. I couldn't point out the artists or the writers or any of that stuff. I'm recently converted. I'm up to this guy here right now.
Nice.
Yep, that's what I gotta knock out at some point here today. Okay, favorite graphic novel. So we're going three favorite comic books. Dirk, we were supposed to pick one comic book, one video game. Okay, you're getting a
Yeah.
little out of control here. So, favorite graphic novel, either Sandman or Arkham Asylum. The former prevented Superman. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not Sandman. Either All Star Superman or Arkham Asylum. The former presented Superman in the best format I've ever seen as an alien. In the latter, you have, up to that point, the darkest Joker in Batman history. Gorgeously horrifying art by Dave McKean, and what more can be said about Grant Morris's works from that period? Runners up, Mouse, The Long Halloween, Watchmen, and V for Vendetta. So I have not read All Star Superman or Arkham Asylum.
Me
You?
neither.
Yep, me neither. So we'll take your word for it. I'll put them on the short list for sure. I have read in his runners up Mouse, Maus. Have you ever read that?
No.
So I can let you borrow them. I got them here, but it's basically a story of the Holocaust told through mice in a comic book.
All
So
right.
yeah, and it's
Sounds
it's
interesting.
yeah, it puts it it does a good job of making it kid friendly in telling the
Yeah.
story of what it was like to be in a concentration camp. So obviously that's a tough topic to be able to wrap everything around, and it does a great job. So you definitely next time you're here, you try and read through them or something while you're got some spare time.
All right.
Okay, video games, and then we're cutting you off, Dirk. The favorite video game of all time. He says this is nearly impossible because of the range between each console is so vast. But I think if I had to boil it down, I'd take Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. We've been talking about how we both need to play that game. Um, I remember that soundtrack most of all. The first time a video game soundtrack got to me. The next is GTA Vice City. I was so geeked by the commercials for this. I'd never had that happen before. The only precedent for this was a film trailer, and I played it for hours on end in all states. quote unquote. Last, I think that Fallout 3 and Skyrim, who were two different bookends to the same game. Technically, I guess Fallout 3 is the first one, and it just shocked me. Skyrim took that and applied it to high fantasy, which improved its status in my mind even more. Now Nate's got The Witcher 3, and as I'm going through that now, it's definitely up there. A great, great game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I haven't played A Link to the Past. I got to get that done. I know it. Probably will play Breath of the Wild first at this point. I'm just looking into my crystal ball at this point.
Yeah.
GTA Vice City. I agree. I kind of feel like of all the GTAs, looking back over time, uh, I feel like 3 sticks with me the most.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Vice City '80s story was cool, but it was also spoilers on Vice City here. Uh, Complete 100% rip off of Scarface.
Yeah. Totally.
You know what I mean? So like piece by piece.
Yeah.
So that brings it down a notch. I almost liked what was it, San Andreas more. The story felt more original.
Yeah.
But 3 is the one that for me kind of sticks out just because it was so mind blowing and has created. We talk about The Witcher. The Witcher wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Grand Theft Auto 3.
Yeah. Yep.
Every open world game owes debt
Yep.
to Grand Theft Auto 3.
For sure. Yep. It
Um,
was amazing.
yeah, and then Fallout and Skyrim.
Yep.
What do you got to say about Fallout and Skyrim? Well,
Oh, I mean, I love them. I played the shit out of both of them. Well, I'm honestly not Fallout as much, but Skyrim. I I don't think I ever beat Fallout 3. I beat Fallout
you
4,
should.
but yeah, I should. But um, but I played the shit out of Skyrim. I played like twice through, and I put a ton of hours into it. Definitely one of my favorites of all time, up until The Witcher came out, and
And
then
he
that
doesn't
took
he
over.
doesn't put it in there, but I think when you're talking about those, you got to throw Oblivion
Oblivion,
in that same hat also. You know, um,
for sure. Yeah, Oblivion had a better story than Skyrim. I mean, it wasn't.
I agree. Yep, I agree.
Wasn't. I mean, obviously the graphics weren't as good and whatnot, but but yeah, I mean, I love Skyrim. It was. I probably would have maybe called it my favorite of all time until I beat The Witcher, and then
Yeah, I did. I agree.
yeah, and then The Witcher took that over.
It's
But
funny, like for me, I definitely before The Witcher came out, Skyrim was my favorite game of all time. Number 2 was Last of Us.
yeah,
Now that The Witcher is my number 1, I feel like
Last
The
of Us is
Last of Us
still
is still
number
number
two.
2.
Yep,
Right, and Skyrim
totally.
just got taken down a notch.
Yep,
It's like you
yeah.
can't bear to put Last of Us in 3 or 4.
No,
You
yep.
know,
Stays at two, but
yeah,
totally agree there. So
yep. Okay, well, thanks, Dirk.
yeah,
Keep them coming. We'll keep spitting this
thanks.
stuff out. And let me just see while I'm in the Facebook group right now. Let's see if anybody else has anything new to say. Um, Legacy says, "Are they releasing the Iron Fist on March 17th because Danny Rand is Irish?" So I assume March 17th is St. Patrick's Day. Uh,
Maybe.
yeah, my buddy Nate posted out some sweet ass Boba Fett uh, motorcycle helmets. You see those?
Yeah, I saw
Need
those. Those are
helmets.
badass.
They also got a Kylo Ren one. Do you see that?
Yeah,
Oh
I, I,
man,
I think I just saw the Boba Fett one.
I don't know how much value I can put on a paint job on a helmet, but wow, they look cool for sure.
Yeah,
Yep. And that was it. Right up to your post of clowns terrorizing the streets, a real life billionaire running for president. We need you, Batman.
yep. That's funny, wasn't it?
Yep. Yep.
I saw
Absolutely.
that and I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. Totally. We we had pointed out we had a thing here in Colorado Springs happened where the so news headlines came out, clown attack on Garden of the Gods Road up here. And so then you read the story, and no, some drunken dude got in a fight with a guy who was dressed as a clown threw the first punch, and then the clown guy got in a fight with him, and then the
Yeah.
media wants to group that in with all the stuff that's going on around the country nowadays. So yeah,
Yep.
the media's stupid.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
All that the clown stuff is too stupid.
right. But it wouldn't continue if the media wasn't making up stories to help it
Well,
continue.
yeah,
You know, it's the stupidest thing
exactly.
ever.
Yep.
Stupidest thing ever. So okay, so yeah, that's thanks again, Dirk. The let's see what else I got in here. Oh, Mafia 3 just came out this week. So it's kind of, as we talk about video games, it's kind of one of the biggest ones of the fall. It seems like.
Really?
Yeah. So they didn't. I th- I forget who the publisher is. So I don't want to quote somebody out of line, but they didn't give advance review copies to anybody, and
It's not a good sign.
right. And now the reviews are coming out slowly, and it's averaging about 60 on Metacritic. So think think to be honest, I might get it anyways. After it takes a price cut or something, because of the setting. You know, I lived in New Orleans for a decade, and looking at the
Oh yeah,
videos of it, it looks awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks cool for
Maybe
sure.
when it goes on sale, I'm sure at some point it will.
Yeah. Yep, totally. And
Especially if
then
it's getting shitty reviews. Those usually go on sale quicker than
yes.
games that get good reviews.
Yeah, it cracks me up when these games that are terrible, like 2 weeks later, are half off and stuff. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy.
trying to sell
Yeah, we
them.
were we were talking last night about Battleborn. You know what I mean? That went from 60 to 20 like
to
this
to
because
free. It's about to be free to play. I read.
right, because Overwatch just ate its lunch. You know,
hmm
and yeah, it's funny. The final other thing is just PlayStation VR launches this week. So I figured we should just at least mention it. 3 days from now, everybody will have those headsets in their living room. You got
Oh
any
yeah,
more thoughts on it other than we've kind of beat that horse to death at this point? What do you?
I don't care about it. I'm not getting it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
even want to try it? Like you sound so dismissive there.
I mean, I would like to try it, yeah, but I mean, just like we've said before, I feel like it's the next Connect. It's
Right.
I feel like it's just all this. I don't know. I mean, could be wrong. Maybe VR is the future, but it just seems like a fad to me, and not that hyped about it.
Yeah, I still feel like, and I've talked about this a bit in the past, but after playing it, it just doesn't look good enough.
Yeah,
And the maybe the HTC Vive does, but I'm not gonna buy a computer and an $800 headset. No chance.
yeah, for
Um,
real.
so I feel like, to be honest, I feel like 2 years from now, this thing's a failure and people stop making games for it. And then, like, 10 years from now, it comes back.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean? With something that's way
amazing. Yeah,
less big, looks way better, and is less expensive.
yeah, yeah.
You know?
I feel like they're jumping the gun on the VR.
Right.
Like, I bet you're probably right there.
Yeah. Like, I think I could be wrong, and VR could be the future, but I don't think this is the first step of the future. I think this is something that's going to fade out and go away, and then
Yeah,
it'll come back later. That's my personal take, but we'll see. We'll see
yeah, and
what
they're really
happens.
trying to push those Samsung VR headsets with your phone.
Right.
And those are,
Terrible.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I did the ViewMaster with the phone.
Right.
It was kind of weird, but I would never spend any real money on it.
That's just
Or,
it right there. It's cool for a minute, but I would
yeah,
never spend real money on it. That's it.
yeah,
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly it right there.
uh, yeah,
So yeah, welcome to the
for sure.
future. VR's here. Let's see how it
Hell
goes.
yeah.
Let's see if we're wrong. I bet you we're
Yep,
right.
I bet we are too.
Yep. I bet you it tanks.
Yep.
All right, so you ready to go, Batman?
Ready.
Okay, so before we do this, I gotta say, if you are seriously somebody who watches the show, there's probably two or three of you out there who've watched all these episodes and are down with it. That means you like comic books, and you like video games, this Batman, if you are not playing Telltale's Batman, something is
Yeah.
wrong. It's a
Right.
great, great game based on Batman. It does different things with Batman than anything that you've seen a Batman in a Batman story before. It's
Yep.
great. It's really great, and I can't say enough.
Yeah.
They cost $5 an episode once every month or whatever.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah. I mean,
crazy
awesome
to go back
original
in there.
story. You get to make the choices. It's Batman.
Yeah,
It's
can't
yeah.
talk enough about it. So I just want to say before we go spoilers, if you're cutting out now because you don't have this, you need to get it. They got an
Yes,
iPad and stuff. If you don't have a console, pick up an iPad, check out this game because it's cool.
for sure. It's
Right.
awesome.
Okay. All right. Cool. If that's it. That being said, if you're out of here now, thanks for watching episode 21. We appreciate y'all.
Yep.
We're gonna keep on doing this. It's gonna get better and better as the years go on. Trust us.
Oh yeah.
Subscribe, share, all that junk. All right. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. All right.
Yeah.
Telltale's Batman, episode 2. So let's cut right to the chase. First of all, the ending. Who'd you pick?
Yeah. I mean, I obviously went with Selena.
You gotta
And
go with Selena.
you have to. I mean, I was torn.
I
Like,
wasn't even torn.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I was torn for like a few seconds. I was like, gotta save Selena. I
So
mean,
here, even if you didn't know who all these people are, even if you didn't know who Harvey Dent is, in that episode alone, Harvey Dent told you that you need to keep giving him money, but he's going to pretend like he doesn't like you.
yeah. Yep.
And Selena Kyle showed up out of nowhere to help you when the going got tough.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. There's that.
Yeah. Even if she's not Selena, even if if it was just two random dudes,
Right.
you would still pick her.
Right.
I mean,
right. Yeah, you
yeah.
have to. And the only reason that you pick Harvey Dent is out of the curiosity of what happens to Selena if you do pick him.
Or, yeah. I mean,
Does she just die? Have you looked it up on YouTube or anything yet?
no. I mean, I
Yeah.
have no idea. And what happens to Harvey? Does he not become Two-Face?
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
Like,
We got to look.
that would be a big. I mean, if like it seemed like that choice would make a bigger difference than any Telltale choice I've made yet. Like, if
Absolutely.
I mean, if that's deciding whether Selena lives and Harvey becomes Two-Face, like, seems like that would be a huge game changer for like the whole thing. You know what I mean? I mean,
So
seems like most of the choices you make in those games, all end the same way pretty much. But
correct.
seems like that choice seems pretty big,
I'm gonna watch it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's do this live. What? So, yeah, absolutely. It seems like, you know, even so, what would be the motivation for saving Harvey at the end of that thing? Would only be that you to watch the corrupt mayor is going to stay in power, and
Yeah.
obviously Batman's got some issues with his family and all that stuff, which we should speak about. So, what do you think? What do you think about the history of the Waynes and whatnot?
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's obviously that's the part that's never been a Batman backstory before.
So,
I mean, yeah.
right. What do you think about the? What do you think about It seems like if it wasn't for Alfred in his side of the story, I'd say everybody's just playing him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
But then
go ahead.
he said, "Don't trust anyone, even your closest friends." Who's he talking about?
Yeah.
Before he gets shot.
Right. Is he talking about? Yes, correct. Right.
Talking
Right.
about Alfred? Is he talking about Selena? Is he talking about Harvey? I mean, who? I guess he doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it's he's talking about somebody important, obviously.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah, because I just feel like yeah, like you say, that's the fact that Bruce's parents are pieces of shit who are involved with the mafia and the corrupt government um, is obviously never been done in any Batman story that I've read before. You know,
yeah,
so the fact that that's the illusion, whether that ends up being true or not, we'll see. But again, they've got Alfred telling him the same thing. It starts out with
yeah,
the Falcone and everybody trying to convince Bruce that hey, me and your dad, your family, and
yeah,
you need to get with us. You know, it, but the fact that Alfred is also agreeing that the same thing happened, and then let's face it. So, they show the video of the Thomas Wayne specifically like injecting Cobblepot's mother
yeah,
with something that makes her crazy. Like that's brutal. That stuff. That's
yeah.
like Holocaust doctor
Well,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
There.
That's yeah. I mean, that was kind of proof that he was evil. I mean, it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Right. Right. So yeah, it's interesting for sure. I'm trying to get to this part where Selena.
So what? I kind of forget what happened to Hill in the end of that. He.
I guess I'll have to do it later. He was shot. The Penguin shot him.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, he's gone.
Yep.
Harvey's Two Faced. There's no mayor now.
Yep. In our
Basically,
playthrough, anyways, we both made that same choice.
yep. So
Yeah. So we'll see where
now
it
it's
goes from here. Definitely, to my mind, it got a lot better with
oh
this
yeah,
with this one over the first one. The first one was just kind of set up.
for sure. Did you try and kiss Selena?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. Yep. You
Backed
got to.
away.
Yep. I got a thing
Yeah.
for brunettes anyway. So, but even if that wasn't the case,
Yeah,
that's history right there.
for sure.
Yep.
Yep.
What was the other one? There was one thing that I tried to do that nobody did. You remember what the major choices were?
I mean, one was whether you continued to support Harvey. One was to, I mean, saving them. Did, did you like forgive Alfred when, I don't know if that was a main choice, when he revealed that he knew all along and didn't tell you? Did you tell him it was cool? Or,
I just kind of, I think I picked silence.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I think I picked silence because I just don't, I don't really believe what's going on there at this point.
yeah.
Yep.
I
Yep.
acted kind of pissed at him at first, and then I was like, "Oh, we're family." But
Right. Totally.
yeah,
But yeah, definitely. Like we said earlier before the spoiler section, it's definitely great. Definitely worth checking out.
so you said you were kind of disappointed in it last night. Why is that?
Well, so first of all, for some reason, I've heard from several people that the action scenes are better. I still don't
Yeah,
think they are. I still think it's just pressing buttons in the middle of action scenes. I'd rather just watch that stuff at this point.
yeah.
I don't need to press those
I like
buttons.
them better. I mean, it's a little more interactive. It seems like you're actually doing it more than the past, like how they put the buttons like on your pieces of equipment and stuff, and
Right.
and I mean, it is still just button pressing, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. That I don't play those games for action So I'd rather do without that. The other thing is that I'd heard multiple people say in non-spoilerly reviews of it that that decision at the end was basically you creating a supervillain sort of thing, and it is, but it wasn't so much to me. All these Telltale games have multiple choices where it's save person A or save person B,
Yeah.
and then the story goes from there. So to me, this was maybe the reviews that I was reading were from people who haven't played all these games or whatnot, and so it was cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm interested to see where they go with it, but it didn't blow me away or anything. I was like, oh, here we are. Time to pick one of these guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
wasn't I wouldn't say disappointed. It's definitely I definitely like it, but I was too hyped up from how I heard people talking about it.
yeah. I do feel like that's the biggest choice of any of the games, though. Like I was saying earlier, I mean, it, you can't find what happens. You can't find the
No,
video there.
the video. No, I was just trying to look for the choices. At this point, the video would take too long. We'd have to stop and then pick it back up, sort of thing.
Oh,
I started watching it, and it's got Harvey sitting in a bed, in like a doctor's bed, and Bruce talking to him. But I didn't want to crank up the volume and then check it
yeah,
out. You see here. Give it 1 second. If this first website I hit. No, screw it. Not gonna look it up. We'll just go over our
no,
impression. But yeah, fire it up. We'll do it again when episode 3 comes out.
for sure.
All right. You got
Yep.
anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody. Thanks for watching. This has been the sober episode 21.
Yep.
We
Thanks,
did it.
everybody.
Yep, we're
We did
fully
it.
adults at this point.
Yep.
Have a
No,
good
no
week.
more. You too.
We'll talk to y'all next week.
All right.
Later.
Yep. Later.